Buffer bashing. Winter was passing, but there was 1 or 2 late frosts which made everything look sugar-coated and sparkling in the spring sunshine. Each morning, Donald and Douglas took in turns to bring a ballast train from the small railway, and James then pulled the trucks to a place where the line was being mended. One morning, Donald was uncoupled and ran ahead into a short siding to let James take his place at the front of the trucks. But a hard frost had made the rails icy. When Donald tried to stop, his wheels locked and they slid on the ice. Before he could say Sir Topham Hatt, he hit the buffers at the end of the siding. The buffers stopped him. That was what they were for. But they were badly damaged. Donald was lucky. He wasn't hurt at all, just embarrassed. The other engines teased him. "You should go in for the skating championships," they would say. Even Donald laughed, though he was worried about what Sir Topham Hatt might say. But Sir Topham Hatt only warned him to be more careful. He knew it hadn't really been Donald's fault. The next day, men were sent to mend the buffers. At last, James's repair work on the line was ending. "Tomorrow's train, Douglas," Sir Topham Hatt told him, "will be the last for the time being." The next day, as Douglas drew his loaded trucks to a halt in their siding, James was waiting for them. "Here you are, James," said Douglas cheerfully. "What are you going to do now that this job's finishing?" replied James. "Oh, never mind," said Douglas. "Today's the last one." His fireman uncoupled him from the train, then he climbed back into the cab. Then Douglas puffed slowly onto the short siding to have a rest. At the end of the siding, the men who were mending the buffers were standing to one side. They had pots of paint beside them, and they had finished painting the buffer bar bright red. "Well, that looks very smart," thought Douglas. "Much better than it did before. Sir Topham Hatt's probably glad that Donald smashed it up." He moved into the siding. His driver applied the brakes. Nothing happened. The driver tried again. Still nothing. "Hooters!" yelled Douglas. "I can't stop!" The men watched in dismay. Douglas rolled steadily along the line and smashed to splinters the buffers the men had spent 3 days mending. "Ouch!" exclaimed Douglas, opening his eyes cautiously. "That hurt." Poor Douglas was in a terrible mess, for he was moving faster than Donald, his front was badly bent, and he was smeared in bright red paint, which didn't have enough time to dry. "You silly great engine!" scolded the foreman, waving his paintbrush angrily. It still had red in it, and some of it flew out and struck Douglas on the nose. "3 days' work!" the foreman said crossly, "and then in 3 seconds, you come and smash it all to pieces!" Douglas's front wheels were off the rails, so James had to come and rescue him. Later, Sir Topham Hatt spoke crossly to Douglas about engines not taking care in sidings, and the red paint on Douglas's nose was left a reminder.